about it? Can you show and prove that it's not? Or can you show and prove that it is? And if you can, what are you going to do about it? Peace.
Man, you the best know. So if you the best know, then you got to be in a position to provide for those who don't know.
Right.
And if you have individuals who trying to go at a task that they don't have no knowledge of, all they gonna do is bump their head.
Right.
As far as the conspiracy theory, that's out the window because we already see the reality of what's happening.
That's
we
right.
don't have to guess it no more.
Right.
We don't have to know what his ideas no more. We know what his ideas. So like you said, what are we gonna do? Me, as from what I've heard, it seems like you're the best individual to answer your own question. Within your question, your answer is already in.
Right. So that's why I stated it that way. Because I know that you know, we all gonna have a different way of looking at this. We all have a different idea, right? But the question for me is, right, when that person that gave you that information disappeared, then what happened? Right? Because did you do the knowledge to that? Right? Did you examine it, observe it, and really test it against what your theory is? Did you prove it? Right? Because when that person disappeared, now you're still here fighting what we're fighting. The other day, my grandson, right, was tested positive for the coronavirus. Right? He had the Omicron variant. He brought it home in his household. Everybody in his household caught the Omicron variant. Right? So when you look at that, that's according to what they call Robert Koch's postulates, which basically says that if you can take a virus, take it out of a person, test it and culture it, and then inject it in another person, and they get infected, and you take it out of them and it's the same virus, then that's what it is. So the question for me is, right, if that's not what occurring, what is? But what I say is that as a nation, we have to have certain protocols in place to make sure that our people are not dying, to make sure that our children are safe, and to make sure that we have longevity as a nation, because we don't want our elders dying from whatever so happen. Even if it's diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, all of these things that are disparities at high rates in our communities. All right? So this is what I'm here just to build on today briefly about the Omicron variant and its ramifications, right? And you know, what we have to do as a nation right now is be very cautious, go with the health protocols that we have as a nation. Really, we should be watching our health on a daily basis anyway, and making sure that we don't have all of these coexisting conditions, or if we do have them, to make sure that we're keeping up with them. Right? Making sure that our diabetes is at a good rate. Making sure that our hypertension is well managed. Making sure that if we have cardiovascular disease or all of these other things that we're doing, diet and exercise or whatever so have you. Peace.
Peace. My name is Alon Reality. My thing is this. What do we do about protecting ourselves? I love your knowledge, because I don't have it. And I'm listening. And we all know what's it doing to our people. We know how it's spread. We know how the old ones are still here. So we are not just talking about what's here. I'm saying, what's the best solution on us to protect ourselves and our family?
Right.
If the vaccine's good, some brothers say, I don't want it. But I'm saying, I'm going to go with something that have a source than a brother that don't have no knowledge and saying, don't do it. But why shouldn't I do it? That's my question. My thing is, I understand everything you're saying, and trust me, and I see it. I see the growth of it. I see the 8,000 people, not that 8 million people that's catching it. But what do I do if my vaccine, am I doing the right thing? We love your knowledge.
Right.
That's how you educate us. Each one teach one. But my thing is, how do we save our lives? Or what's the most important thing that we should do to save our lives? Knowing about the disease, knowing how much it can affect us, don't save a life, just knowing it. What moves that we make? What actions do we take to soften the blow up?
Okay.
See what I'm saying? We're getting hit, But how do I soften that blow? Do I go vaccine, or do I tell God, don't do nothing? It's a way to soften the blow. As we soften the blow, we're supposed to be gaining more knowledge of what we're dealing with. That's where you come in. I like that. Beautiful.
Okay.
100% right and exact. Teaching. But also teach what's effective and stop it. Or at least softening the blow. So we can't put it in, but you can soften that blow. If you do this. Like you said, we got diabetes, high blood pressure, people got sugar, all these things that fight. And it fights against it. Of course, you got that. That's why they come out older people with these conditions, they are dead quicker. But how about these younger people that don't have them conditions that's dying? I want to learn, what do we do about fighting it? Not by having it, because we're getting it. And nothing you can do or I can do to stop that now. So how do we fight it? What's a good way to say, cancel? I don't want you no more. You're not invading my body. We the gods. We know mathematics cure everything. Because everything is mathematics. Even what you're talking about, that's mathematics. So brother talking about the lesson, that's a lesson. Learn your lesson. Learn how you build with yourself. I'm with both, God. I love it. That's why I sat here. If I ain't love it, I walk out.
That's right.
But I don't just listen to be listening. I listen to gain. If anything I'm not gaining, I don't want to hear it. But there's no reason for me to keep listening to something that don't have an effect. But God, it's the vaccine, positive or negative, within your knowledge.
Okay, so I'll get you next, Doctor. All right, so peace. All right, I study health education, right? In health education, you have to do what's called a risk-benefit analysis, right? If we look back at the pandemic and the curve, we know and understand that the highest population that's been affected is people that's been 60 and above, right? Most of the people that died during the pandemic were 60 and above and had coexisting conditions, right? Now, there has been people that have been young who didn't know if they were sick or not, and they've died from the virus too. But it's not at the same rate, right? It's been more people that's been 60 and above that have been dying from this, right? So now, we have to do a risk-benefit analysis. What is your protocol? Is your protocol just to wash your hands, stay away from people, to eat vitamins, and, stay in a bubble? Does that work for you? What is your examples of it working? Are there people that have done that didn't work, right? Those are the things that you're going to have to measure within yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to make the decision on what you're going to do. When it comes to vaccines, right, you've had millions of people that have taken vaccines. There have been adverse effects to vaccines. There have been some vaccines that they have utilized different animal proteins to make. There's vaccines that they've used that maybe may have not been good for people. But overall, when you look at it, it's been a lot of people that may have not died because they have taken it and their body was already introduced to something and they were protected, as opposed to it just being introduced for the first time. So that's the question that you're going to have to make yourself. I can't make that question for you. I'm not your doctor, and I'm not you at the end of the day. But the question is, how are you going to protect your family if that's not what you're going to do? Right? Like my grandson, 6 years old. He goes to school. Yeah, they tell him put on a mask. You think he's going to keep that mask on? Right? You think he's going to continue to wash his hands persistently? Right? Continuously? Wash his hands every time he encounters anybody? No. When he does that, he goes there and he gets the virus and he brings it home. So you're going to have to make a decision now. What is the cost benefit of him going to school? Do I homeschool him? What do I do? Like, I'm not going to, I can give you, all I can give you is the information, God. At the end of the day, I can't make the answer for you.
Peace. Is that right?
Hold up, God had a question next.
Peace, Lord Hashem Allah. A couple of weeks ago, my daughter had that cold. I treated it like a flu. I knocked it right out of it. The only thing that came out, she has no sense of smell no more. She can't smell a damn thing, but my thing is, what can we do but deal with them same devils for information until we got our own labs, until we got our own scientists. We still going to our same, you think he gonna give it to us right? I don't think so, because that defeats his purpose. So me personally, I don't know what to do with this, but fight it. But as far as that, I know people who took the shot and are sick right now. But the way I see it, until we get our own scientists, we're dealing with blind faith with this and hoping that we're being healthy with the things they do.
And
I don't trust them.
Be honest with you, God, that's the premise. All right. But before we say that, I just want to say that that's the premise of my talk right now, right? Is if we are the best knowers and the best planners, then where are our scientists? Right? Where is our vaccine? Right? Where's our stuff? Because we have to fight this too. It's not like, you know, we can put our head in the sand, but our ass is still in the air, for lack of a better term. For myself.
All our youth is blessed and critics. Our scientists are out there. We got small babies and older men.
Oh yeah, don't hold the mic up there, because it will come through right away. I don't want to cut the God's wisdom.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, we got, look what's here, God. The same faces for years. Who's supposed to be our scientists in school now, out there killing each other. So we got a hell of a road ahead of us. But we need our own scientists. Until we got our own, we got problems. We got serious problems, because that skunk ain't playing.
That's a fact. Speak.
Yeah, peace. It's not just Caucasian white people dealing with public health measures for this stuff. We got an original black woman. Her name is Kismikia Corbett. She's not in the nation, but she's the one to help orchestrate developing the mRNA vaccine from the process that was done for the original SARS from 20 years ago. So, you know we already have gods in the nation that have taken the vaccine. It's not a lot, because there's still some skepticism about this conspiracy to poison black people, especially intelligent black men. But we already got in the nation that have the vaccine. You know, you touched on, it's up to what your risk assessment is. If you ever want to be around people like 5% supposed to be, then something's going to have to give. You're going to have to be very diligent with the mask and PPE, or you want to choose something stronger. I mean, I don't see any other way around it. Peace.
Hey, so you spoke on Kismikia Corbett. I'm going to pass it to you next, Allah Supreme, and then you. Kismikia Corbett, right? She helped design the mRNA vaccine, as he said, right? She's from South Carolina, right? Original sister, very knowledgeable. She works for the NIH, right? She has a doctorate. They helped Moderna to develop this vaccine, right? Now, even though they did that, now the time came for the patent, and Moderna is saying that the NIH didn't play a big role in that, right? So she basically gave them the code or the way to do it, and now they're utilizing it to make millions and billions of dollars, and at the same time, the people that she really wanted to help are not going to benefit from it. So the reason why I bring that up is this. What if that system would have went to a nation that is predominated by original people and helped them to develop a vaccine, right? Our scientists, our children, your children, my children, that are going out here to these different institutions are learning all of these sciences, and then they're going to places and helping people that don't look like us with the science. So what if we had people within our nation that would stay within our nation and develop these sciences so that our nation could benefit? That's what we need. We need people that are going to go to places that are dominated by original people and develop these sciences. There's no African vaccine at this point. You have vaccines from Russia, you got vaccines from India, you got vaccines from China, you got vaccines from America, UK, all over the world. But there's no vaccine from Africa. So the question to me is when are we gonna make sure that our scientists are staying within house and giving them an incentive to do so? Peace and law supreme.
Law Supreme.
Peace. This shit is killing us. So all y'all walk right in with your head and sand and all that nonsense, and that y'all know what's going on. Knowledge needs to know. We got knowledge stuff. We supposed to know about ourselves. We supposed to know about everything besides everything else. And the difference we got is they actually don't question you and ask you around their point. Find out. Do your research. You know what the problem is? They're lazy. Fucking crazy, shiftless, lazy niggas. They don't want to do the work. Because they don't do the work, they listen to other people pissing their ear, telling them lies. And it's a lie because they can't prove it. And the reason they can't prove it's a lie or truth because they don't do no study, they do no research. God, you ain't killing me. If you don't want to take a shot, if you don't protect yourself, I'm going to protect me. And if you don't want to protect yourself, that means you engage with me. You must stay away from me. I'll stay away from y'all. I have no problem with that. I'm going to live and watch y'all niggas die. I told brothers and sisters to their face, yo, take a shot. And what happened? They died. And I was there for I told them when they died, what I was going to do. I said, I told them to take it. Right in there. So we got the choice. You can follow ignorance or you can follow truth. It's simple. If I want to know what any particular vaccine I took, I Google it. I find what it is. There's books, different books in your lead. It's called research. You study. And you find out beforehand what you're doing. That means you know what you're doing. You have real knowledge, not what somebody told you, but you know can be a fact. These dudes running like they talk about things that's not facts. This guy talking about the skunk. A lot of people skunk out of the 10 decades ago. So when you come out talking about the skunk, don't be playing skunks, man.
Because it's still a word.
Tell me, Brian, talking to you.
What you talking about? It's still a word. It's still a word.
You got something to say to me.
But it wasn't taken out of the vocabulary. It's still a word.
I'll tell you that again. You never ate the breakfast in my tongue. Bro, you ain't gonna do that. Get on me, man. I'm security here. I'm telling what's right is that. Fuck that bullshit. Ain't no favoritism here. You gonna do what's right, or you gonna get the fuck out of here. I'll move you out of here.
That's real intelligent, girl.
Today y'all gonna respect. I need you to respect me. I demand respect. I give respect. You guys doing standing right here disrespecting everybody. Come on.
How am I disrespecting? You spoke on me and I spoke up for myself.
I love you, God. Yo, God, I love you, God. You hear me? I love you, God. Yo, God, I love you, God. The only reason that I'm coming up here today to build is because I love my nation. And I just want y'all to have the same information that I got. Peace.
That's what caused me right now. It's caused that. On both sides. Nobody, no knowledge. My knowledge. Thanks for you to have that knowledge. How do we know when I'm guessing? That's why I'm saying, them are scientists. I know when a law is saying, go with them until you get your own. Go with them until you get your own. They ain't no knowledge more done diseases than we are. So stop acting like when you almighty God, you know more than everybody else you don't know. Who? The people that's thinking that the people that's saying about these vaccines, they don't got it right, they don't got it right. We don't got it right. We don't got it right. That's right. Like the God did say, study, learn it. Have us waiting on people like you to come give us information instead of going researching information for our own self. Allah didn't teach that. God said, be your own God. Yeah. And guess what? Remember what you said, where's our scientists? That's what I say every day. Where is our scientists? Where are they at?
That's right.
Where are the kids that we send into school? Now, how many of us take charge of the kids we put in school? How many of us learn and see if the kids are learning in their school?
Yeah.
God, teaching knowledge is the key. And that's the way peace, God. Knowledge is the key. And that's the way it will be. Through knowledge, all things will be solved. You gotta know. Not pretend, not to think. You gotta know what's right and what's wrong. When you don't know, you do what's best. I'm following what's best. And that's the key. Learn. How many people, like the Lord said, how many people want to learn on their own? Nobody. They ain't gonna all that the same. I got you. The same. You learned something and they didn't.
Right.
I trust me. Nobody else.
Yeah.
I trust me. That's why I go study.
Let me say something.
Peace to God, man.
Not going the way it's supposed to be going.
Unmuted, unique.
Go ahead, Devon.
You got to unmute mathematics, God.
Unique. Unmuted mathematics.
Go ahead. All right, listen, God. Listen, I may have not gave you the answer that you want to hear, but I'm going to reiterate it again.
Unique.
You have to do a cost-benefit analysis on what you're... Parcel, God, parcel.
I'm talking about the whole.
That's right, as a whole.
Start learning for themselves.
No, we're not gonna-
I know that's
Yeah, we're not gonna jump up.
It's not about one person, it's
Yeah,
about the nation.
Yeah, no question, no, like I said, God, I got you,
Man,
I
I
got
didn't
you.
come here for that.
All right, so peace. Peace, God,
I
peace.
like what you're saying.
I
didn't
like
come
what
here
you're
for
saying,
confusion, man.
All right,
Everybody
peace.
knows-
Well, we expect that.
Listen, do the knowledge. Everybody knows what's good for them. You do what's good for you, what's best for you. Anybody that's getting into the reality, they gotta look into it and see what it's about, and do their own research, and then we bring it all together. We don't have no doctors, we don't have no scientists within this body that can come and give us information, but when they do, we accept it and we take the best part for ourselves. I'm not gonna sit here and try to control the mindset of another individual. If you wanna take the shot, you take the shot. If you chose not to take it, then you chose not to take it. That's you. You qualify and disqualify yourself. Nobody qualified you in here. Stop saying that you're gonna be killers.
Hold on, Devon right here had his hand up too,
Of
God.
God could know for himself. But say he's wrong for himself. Say he have a misunderstanding of what he was trying to learn. I should have to be affected, but God was short his misunderstanding. God, how deep do you go into learning? How mathematically you really know what you're talking about? Just because you say you got the right to your opinion, you don't have no right to opinion when it comes to my life. You don't have no right to your opinion when it comes to my kids' life. You're about being right and exact, not just an opinion. They like assholes, everybody got one. I'm talking about being right. Really learn what we're talking about. Even some of us, why you God? They stuck.
All right, peace. I'm about to close
Being
out.
secure.
Now, what I say to you is this, right? Before you go, God, I put this information on the online Street Academy website months ago. The guards that came here months ago told all of y'all about the website. Has anybody read any of the information?
I didn't, because I didn't know about no website.
But the guards have come here repeatedly to the parliaments to say that there's a website with the information about all of this stuff that's going on, right? I put the information on there personally, took time out of my day, right? To put a bill together so that brothers can know and understand what is the science of viruses, vaccines, vaccinology, epidemiology, and everything else. So if you want to say that the information wasn't privy to you, that's not right and exact, and we're not going to go with that, because you can get the information if you want it.
However, I'm going
And with that, I say peace.
Yo, but I thank you, God.
Appreciate you.
But I thank you, God, for your information, man.
Pardon me. No, we not gonna, listen, peace. Right? Let me say this, can you hear me? Okay, so we here, right, to deal with those issues, right? Next is the guard, I be a law of mathematics. He's about to get in. We have this, I'm gonna put this back on, I'm away from everybody, and I don't want anybody here. Right? Let me say this. You have a right to protect your body. The guard asked the question with the scientists in here, yeah, we have them. Those that are best knowers and this information they're imparting. So this is what the guard is doing. This is why we asked him to get up here, right? However, we have an agenda, right, that needs to be stick to. Because their information is power. There's some things that you need to know. With that, no God, he's next. He's next. Yeah. Did you get your time to get up here? Peace.
Peace. I be laws mathematics. I see today's mathematics being wisdom quantum on me born to build destroy. I be a law school medical office of cultural management legislator. First issue I'm gonna build on is the law school project. I said every month I'll give you an update of where we at when it comes to the law school project. We've been doing it